This is Mr. Lemansky, and this is my video for my class syllabus for Algebra for my 3rd, 4th, and 6th-hour classes for the 2020-21 school year. I'm going to get a copy of the syllabus up here for you, and we're going to go through it together. I don't want this video to go through too long. You can read this syllabus, so you'll have a copy of it embedded in your Google Classroom stream, and you can read it in detail there. Okay, but I'm going to hit the highlights here right now. You can see my contact information at the top, phone number, when my prep period is. I'd say email is probably the best way to contact me. The grading scale, according to the Frankenmuth High School handbook, will be used, as will exam weights and marking period weights. The platforms this classroom will use will be the same for all your classrooms. Google Classroom will be a home base, basically. Plan book is where you can get all your assignments. You can get my plan book link on Google Classroom, and also all your grades are posted on Skyward. So those 3 platforms we'll go through together when you're in school. Category weights. This is probably the biggest adjustment I see for my 9th grade freshmen each year regarding grading. Okay, 80% of your grade is based on assessments. Okay, so a majority of your grade is not about turning in homework or just doing a project or something like that. A majority of your grade is based on assessments. So how you perform on assessments will make up a large part of your score. 15% of the grade is based on things that I would call other work, like if I had collected homework sometime, or you watch a video and you answer questions within the video, that would be considered other work. That's 15% of your grade. And participation when you're actually in school, if you have your materials, you're in class the whole hour, you're using the time well, that's 5% of your grade. So those 3 categories add up to 100%. My absent, incomplete, late work policy. If you're absent, it's your responsibility to get the work from me. I'm going to tell you, just go to plan book, it's all there. If you miss an assessment that's during school time, you will have to make it up outside of school time. I can't have you make it up in class. I can't have you make it up at lunch, especially with what's going on now, because the lunchroom, I have kids in here, social distancing and all that. So anytime you miss an assessment, that's going to have to be an outside of school, like before or after school deal. If you miss other work, like you were sick and homework I collected the next day, you were sick, the other work, you just get it to me. I haven't really put a time limit on that. By the end of the mark period, I got to have it in from you if you want credit, but you get it to me, I'll grade it, and I'll give you credit for it, okay? If you forgot something, you forgot to do the assignment, it wasn't because you were absent, you have late work in that manner. I think turning in work at the high school level is important. You know, we're in high school now to try to prepare you for later in life. It's going to be hard to be successful on a job if you're missing deadlines all the time. So I think it's important things are turned in on time, but at the same time, if it's late, I'm not going to give you 0 for it. I'd give you some credit, probably up to half. So better late than never, but if it is late, I got to be fair to the people that turned it in on time, okay? Here's a list of the required materials. You can read that on your own. You definitely need your personal device, your laptop, and earbuds or headphones. I'd say that's one of the big things now. And you, again, read through that on your own. The personal device cell phone policy, okay? Inappropriate use of your personal device or cell phone will result in me, at minimum, reporting it to Mr. Martin, potentially collecting it at where we're at, you know, how many times this has happened. You may use them in class when we have quiet time to complete homework, okay? You should not be using cell phones during the following times. Like when we're instructing in class, we're not using a cell phone. When it's question and answer time over homework, we don't need a cell phone then. Any other time I ask you to put it away during assessments, you're not going to have a cell phone out, okay? So I will be very clear on when it's okay to have your personal device or cell phone and when it's not. And then I have appropriate cell phone or laptop use listed here, like looking up the assignment on Planbook or Google, using the answer keys when you do your homework to check it. That's totally appropriate to have it out for that. Watching my algebra videos, totally appropriate at that time to have it. Listening to something as you complete your work in class, I'm good with that as long as you're actually working. If you're not working, that's not happening. Any other laptop or cell phone use is inappropriate unless you specifically asked me. Like I had kids last year once in a while, hey, Mr. Lemansky, I finished my algebra. Could I use my cell phone because Spanish class had some Google form to fill out and I can use my phone to fill it out? And I said, fine, but I want to know about it, all right? Class rules, follow all the student handbook rules. We got to be following all social distancing guidelines and procedures right now. Do not touch anything in the room that you're not to be touching, okay, especially in today's climate. There's no food in class. That includes gum chewing. The only exception to that would be if you have me fourth hour during lunch. Obviously, we will have food. Stay in your seat unless otherwise told. I dismiss you at the end of the class, not the bell. And when there's a sub, be better behaved for the sub than you would be for me. Cheating and plagiarism. I'll let you read through this on your own. Obviously at the high school level, you know, copying someone else's work or, hey, I'm going to help my buddy out and just give him the answer. That isn't going to go over well here. I'm not going to yell and scream about it, but there is a handbook policy and we're going to follow the policy if those things come up. Okay. So make sure you answer the questions at the end of this video. I'm going to give you 5 points just for doing that. So at the end of this video, you ought to have an automatic A going. You'll have 5 out of 5 for doing that. All right. So looking forward to a great school year, and I will see you here real soon.